the man discovered a hidden cave. Inside, he found unimaginable treasure. He scooped up gold coins, letting them fall through his fingers. The sound was music to his ears. A smile spread across his face, but after the joy faded, he suddenly broke into tears. This treasure meant one thing: he finally had power to get revenge. 14 years ago, Edmund was taken from his engagement party. Police arrested him without trial. He was thrown into Chateau d'If. For 14 long, brutal years, he lived in darkness and shame. Now, reborn as the Count of Monte Cristo, he wrote to Jacopo. He gifted him 2 ships and 3 pieces of property, but in return, he asked Jacopo must come to Marseille and dress like a proper gentleman. Jacopo saw the thick stack of cash, smiling ear to ear. He got dressed up and traveled to meet the transformed Edmund. As soon as they sat down, Jacopo asked about the money. Edmund claimed it came from an inheritance. Then, his tone shifted. He shared his tragic story. Arrested for no reason, declared dead within a year. Edmund needed help to find the truth. He couldn't go public, so he asked Jacopo to investigate. Loyal Jacopo went to the police, but the prosecutor, Villefort, had already moved up the ranks. Jacopo, unable to read, was stuck. Edmund had to go himself. At the station, he lied, said he was a reporter, asking for files on Edmond Dantes, but the clerk refused, said the case was classified. Edmund calmly replied, Villefort said you'd help me guess he was wrong. At the mention of Villefort, the clerk changed his tune fast. Now that Villefort was the royal prosecutor in Paris, the clerk wanted to impress him. He handed Edmund the file. Edmund sent him away, then opened the file eagerly. Inside was an anonymous letter, claiming Edmund was a Bonapartist. The letter used paper from Cadaris Tavern. Edmund was shocked. He had no history with Cadaris. Why would a stranger betray him? He took the letter and went straight to the tavern. But the tavern had changed hands. Cadaris sold it 4 years ago. They learned he now ran a small inn on the road to Pont du Gard. They found the inn quickly. It looked rundown and quiet. Cadaris didn't recognize Edmund, thought he was just a guest. Then Edmund showed him the letter and told him to think hard. At first, Cadaris was confused until Edmund spoke his name. Cadaris turned pale. He tried to flee, but Jacopo blocked the exit. Cadaris begged for mercy. He swore he didn't write the letter, but refused to name the real author. He feared being killed for revealing the truth. Under pressure, he finally talked. There were 3 conspirators: Danglars, the ship's accountant; Fernand, Edmund's childhood friend; and Villefort, the prosecutor. It all began before Edmund's wedding. Their ship captain was dying. He made Edmund captain and handed him a letter to deliver in Paris. The letter was from Napoleon, but Edmund had no idea delivering it was a crime. Danglars overheard everything. Jealous of Edmund's promotion, he assumed the letter was suspicious and plotted revenge. Meanwhile, Edmund returned home. He ran into Fernand, who had just become a lieutenant. Edmund congratulated him warmly, but Fernand secretly loved Mercedes. He hated Edmund for winning her. He and Danglars met at the tavern. Together they wrote the letter, accusing Edmund of aiding Napoleon. Villefort received the letter and arrested Edmund immediately. Edmund handed over the captain's letter, still unaware of its contents. Villefort realized Edmund was innocent until he asked, "Who was the letter for?" Edmund replied, "Monsieur Noirtier in Paris." That name changed everything. Noirtier was Villefort's father, a known Bonapartist. If the truth came out, Villefort's career would be ruined. To protect himself, Villefort secretly jailed Edmund. He even told Edmund's boss that he had committed suicide in prison. Edmund was furious. He asked Cadaris why he didn't stop them. Cadaris admitted he tried, but Fernand threatened to kill him. He had no choice. He said he'd try to make amends by caring for Edmund's father. He handed Edmund his father's old coin pouch, said when the money ran out, he brought food, along with Monsieur Morel. Hearing this broke Edmund's heart. He stepped outside to calm himself, then returned and made a decision. He asked Cadaris to help, join him in his revenge. Cadaris agreed, eager to atone. He had lived under guilt for years. Edmund learned his enemies were now powerful men. Fernand had become a count and married Mercedes. Danglars became a wealthy banker. Villefort, a top prosecutor. Edmund showed no emotion. He was now the Count of Monte Cristo. He paid Cadaris 5,000 francs a month in exchange for spying on his enemies. But first, he asked Jacopo to visit a farm. It was where he hid after escaping. He left a large payment there, as thanks for the clothes they gave him. Meanwhile, Morel faced bankruptcy. Crushed by debt, he planned to end his life. Just then, Jacopo gave his daughter a pouch to deliver to Morel. She burst into his office, just in time to stop him. Morel opened the pouch. Inside were receipts. All his debts had been paid. At the bottom was a massive diamond, enough to rebuild everything. Morel realized the pouch was the same one he'd gifted Edmund years ago as an engagement present. For those who helped him, Edmund always repaid tenfold. With his debts of gratitude settled, it was time to begin revenge, to meet his enemies naturally. Edmund needed a way in. Cadaris revealed. Fernand and Mercedes had a son, an 18-year-old named Albert. He was on vacation in Rome. Edmund saw his chance. He and Jacopo left for Italy to stage a chance encounter.